Welcome back to the GSTL. It is Saturday, 1:10 p.m. Korean Standard Time, and it's time for a little bit of an interesting Team League match today. We have one of our strongest teams up against one of the weaker teams so far score-wise.
We have NSOSA up against MVP, and currently MVP is on the second rank in the league, but the only reason is that they have one less match than XMA, so that if they are able to win today, they will once again claim the first rank in the rankings. And here we have Team MVP.
Yep, here they are. And
led by Swagger.
Yeah, we had a little bit of swagger there.
Yep.
And, you know, I think that today's match is... A lot of people are thinking it's going to be one-sided. But as Keen with our starting player, they're kind of putting out one of their all-around good players. I don't think we'll see an all-kill from him necessarily. I think one of the NSOSA players will be able to stop him. But, you know, it would be really, really interesting, you know, talking about this player, And they, of course, are our current standings in the GSTL Season 1. Look at MVP at +6, even with one game not played.
XMA, so this is not because they decided to participate in WCS and A or... He played so well. I mean, he took down so many players, but this was, of course, the match against Curious player this season, too. The coach today for Team MVP in a very interesting outfit, to say the least. The NSOSA coach, stylish as usual.
He has his normal tie. He's always got that striped tie. I feel like that looks almost like a lab coat or something. And if you look at it close up and then you look at it far away, it's like, well, it is pretty stylish.
Well, give him a gold chain, it looks a little bit like a pink.
Yeah.
Actually, the camera angle and also the colors here don't give the white that he wears. They don't give him justice.
Well, you know, the thing is, it's also the hair of Tails. You know, you look at that hair and everything else just seems a little bit less white.
Yeah. This is such a strong team, especially in the Team League. I mean, they always have some snipers prepared. Question is, what? Oh, a little bit of fighting spirit here for NSOSA and Sting, the Western Wolves player. If you want to prepare a sniper for NSOSA, it has to be Jakchi, of course.
Yeah.
It's also one of the big problems that they have. They're a little bit predictable when it comes down to their strong players.
That's why I would love to see somebody like Kaisar just come out of the box and just scare people, you know? It's like, whoa, who is this guy? We have never seen him in a televised match before, so he could be extremely tricky. You know, even doing an aggressive strategy against a Terran player on a two-player map like a 6-pool could, you know, get a build order win maybe for them. They need to pull out all the stops. They need to do whatever they can to beat this incredible team.
The man with the swag, just nice box, and won a few of the matches. But it's going to be pretty cool to see what quite a bit of players and shocking. I mean, Jakchi is, of course, kind of a given. I prepare a sniper. Who do you prepare to? And he's like, okay. In matchups itself, that is a pressure. That's something that, for example, we saw Bomber fail at yesterday. For them, it's not only the getting the early win, but it's also holding on to it. And Keen, of course, he is strong, but NSOSA, they certainly trained for this quite a bit.
Most Terran players will go for GSTL history so far with 1 and 4, but
wrestling or...
He's a good player, but he's kind of like the all-around player. Keen has no glaring weaknesses or glaring strengths. He's just that strong player you put in the booth as a starter. He's such a good starting player to have.
Yeah, he definitely is. And for MVP, of course, especially for the coach, they expect the win today, and they need it. If you have a good look at the ranks, you will realize immediately who is the favorite team here. And this today could either be the revival of NSOSA, or it could be their funeral, depending on what the score is. So we're heading into the game right now. We're going to find out who takes the opening match here on Icarus. Either Keen or Sting in the GSTL Season 1 2013. Colin Wall. Starting to the bottom right, we have for NSOSA and the Western Wolves.
Western Wolves Mad Cat Sting.
Sponsored by Mad Cats. Chewing some gum.
Yeah, trying to kick some ass too. Top left of Icarus, we have his opponent. The man with the pogo stick.
MVP Keen.
The commander, 18 years old.
Keen here about 10 minerals behind. Because he had his auto mine at the beginning set to off intentionally, something that Sting did not do. I've noticed a few players in the GSL and in the GSTL have this set. I'm not sure why they do it. Maybe, you know, sometimes the auto mine does some weird things, but it's a little bit weird. And so he's from Turkey is what that says. Or he just says Turkey loves Hanguk, which is Korea, so I guess that's what he's trying to say. Turkey loves Korea.
Really how you write Turkey in Korean, in Hangul?
To be honest, I never tried, so
That looks weird. That looks really, really weird.
Well, it sounds weird too. Turkey.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. I looked at it, I was like, what?
But you know,
I have to look that up later. I can't believe that is actually how it's written.
have you ever been to Turkey before?
No, I haven't been to Turkey.
I would love to go.
I always wanted to go, but... Well, we have a few areas in the town where I live that's basically known as Little Turkey, so I've been there, and we are famous for like kebabs, but still.
Yeah, there's a lot of kebabs actually in Korea. Good Turkish places.
No, that's not kebab.
I've had.
I'm sorry, but that is not
I've
kebab.
had some good ones, man.
Oh yeah, it's definitely good food, but that's not kebab. I'm sorry to disappoint you there.
Well,
It tastes good though, yeah, but
it's
that's
good.
That's not
That's
what
all I
it's.
can say.
It's not what's advertised.
We have a CC first for Sting, and Keen is going for one of those more aggressive builds as predicted.
Not really the 11-11 that he promised us in the chat, but he's definitely going for those, 2 barracks here a bit earlier. Oh, Keen actually promised the 11-11. Sorry, I mixed it up for a second here.
Yeah. But Keen is the one who goes for the gas earlier, and as a result will be able to... well, it looks like he's going to do a reactor expand. Starts the reactor now. Doesn't scout with the Reaper, just sends the SCV instead, and he's very safe with this. And he knows that he can start the reactor because he patches. So,
But if you take a good position here,
this depends on the micro, and so far it's good.
yeah, really see for Keen. Thanks right now. Here we go, and the real looks very much like game. And
Keen drops a Manor Mule.
Keen shares the finish the game.
Really, really pivotal drop that we had because it forced Sting to miss his timing. It also forced the lift. He almost...
And from this point on,
he's going to try to go into where the rocks are and just take that alternate attack route.
the way how TBT works, you might not necessarily be able to take down your opponent right away and really finish the game. But Keen is even getting a 4th base now.
Yeah. He's getting the better trades here with his upgrades for sure. And, I mean, just look at the supply. He doubles it now.
Yeah. Doubles his opponent's supply, a 4th base being built to the top right, the 3rd is already floating over to the 3rd.
And he has an entire extra army walking across the map right now.
Yeah, this is Sting dying a slow and painful death. Now even the Marines moving into the siege tank range because he knows he can take them.
Yeah, that's it.
GG. Keen takes game number 1. Lead for MVP.
That was a really, really pivotal drop that we had because it forced Sting to miss his timing. It also forced the lift. He almost killed the command, so he killed several SCVs. And that was just what he needed to buy enough time to get his upgrades out and take that lead in the game.
Yeah, at first we had Sting defending really well, but then the double drop at the 3rd base, that changed everything. The lift on the command center, he had to move back with his entire army. He couldn't hit the timing that he apparently was preparing because he never got that 2nd engineering bay. He never attempted to go into the 2nd set of upgrades.
Yeah.
It really looked like he wanted to punish Keen a lot with this move.
Exactly. He didn't even get a 3rd command center. So he was definitely planning on ending the game with that attack, or at least doing critical damage.
Yeah.
Did not happen that way. And now NS Hosa has to send out a 2nd player already early on, and they do not get that momentum they so sorely need.
Yeah, and who do you send out now? Do you really rely on Jakji this early? Do you send out Mad Bull?
That Bull got a haircut, by the way. I don't know if everyone knows that besides me. I think they could send Mad Bull out now because he's a good all-around player for their team. Jakji, they have sent him out early before, but they definitely don't want to send.
But we have a lot of players for NSOSA, and who knows who's doing what now. Yeah, and as we know, he always has a leg up.
Yeah, he certainly does.
Well, up against Key now, that should be an interesting one. Can the Mad Bull deliver again?
We'll find out very soon. Before we go into our break, let's check out his stats here. You can see one of the stronger players for his team at 2-1. He has a positive win rate in the GSTL, and his best position is coming out first. As you can see, he's only come out first according to those stats.
Now, before we have the match, though, we are heading into a 5-minute break, and as soon as we are back, we have Mad Bull up against Keen. See you guys in a few here at the GSTL